Hey, friends, before we jump in, if you love these episodes, but they kind of float out of your brain by Thursday afternoon, no judgment, that's most of us. I want you on our clutter free newsletter. It's where I send the actual next steps, the tiny doable ones, not the clean your whole garage this weekend ones, because none of us need to be doing that. Just go to Kathi.link/clutter free and I'll meet you in your inbox with a little encouragement and a lot less clutter. That's Kathi.link/clutter free. Okay, on with the show. Well, hey friends, welcome to Clutter Free Academy, where our goal is to help you take small, doable steps to live every day with less clutter and more life. And I want to welcome my partner in crime when it comes to all things clutter free. It is Grace Church. Grace, welcome back to the podcast.
Thanks, Kathi. Always excited to talk clutter with you.
Yes, it's right. And we've got an exciting month coming up. We are in our paid group. We're going to be doing wait, is this right? Office? Yes.
Yes, August office. Yeah.
Oh my goodness. Okay.
Back to school, back to work.
You know what? I'm like, didn't we just do this? But you know what? Okay. My timing is just crazy. We're doing the office. Okay, here's the thing, guys. As you hear me like, wait, really? It's because we planned about 6 months in advance. And it's easy for me to forget. And so I knew we were doing the office episode today, but I'm like, is that really what we're teaching in August? It is. Yay. August and Clutter Free for Life, which is our paid group for declutterers, is all about this room that we love to avoid if we can, the office. And Grace is going to help give us a sneak peek. So Grace, we've done office before. What does that look like inside of the group, and what should our members be prepared for?
In the group, we'll have a focus, which is the office this month, and we will have a coaching to kick it off, get everybody set. Everybody sets their goals for the month. So August is great because it's back to school for the kids, but back to work and back to systems for adults. It's a natural reset time. So it's a great time to clear the deck and get started for that last quarter, which, is more than a quarter, but it goes so fast because December,
December doesn't count.
Slope. It's a slippery slope to New Year's Day.
Right. Yeah. It's really so that fall reset energy, isn't it?
Yes. But we get it in August. We don't have to wait for September for it. It's too late. So we're starting in August. So you will kick us off with a call. We'll get on the call. We have a small group that meets. We set our intentions. The next week you do a live decluttering. So you'll be in your office. We'll be in our offices, home offices, or at our office decluttering. And then we'll do a follow-up call. And then we have a monthly check-in call. And our big bonus this year is we're doing the body doubling, which is a full hour with real people doing real work, actually doing stuff and talking ourselves through it. Sometimes the conversations go just like friends, like we go in different directions, but it's a full hour. It's really, really valuable. And it's so great to get to know everybody and see everyone's individual progress and individual coaching one another like we're friends, like we know each other. It's not anonymous advice. It's real advice for your situation. Yeah.
It makes such a difference because, with the psychology behind body doubling is I'm so much more productive when there are other people in my space, that could be online or actually in your physical space, who are coming alongside. There's something about that makes our brain say, I'm going to stick to this task. I'm not going to give myself an excuse. I'm just going to do it. It makes such a difference. We are really, and this month is all about done is better than perfect. Nothing has to be done perfectly in this. We want the check marks, but you're still going to have a little pile of papers that you're like, oh, what do I do with this? Or I need to wait on my partner or whatever that is. Because I feel like perfectionism is the number one thing that stalls an office project before it starts. I'm also going to say this, guys. I am kicking off my own personal, and I'm going to introduce this into each of our groups. We've done this before, and it can make a real difference. A year-long no office supply challenge. This has been life-changing for some people. I'm thinking particularly of LA, who's in our paid group.
Yeah.
Yeah, she didn't buy a pen for a year. Well, I don't think she's bought a pen for like 5 years. Yeah. It's crazy. And office supplies are where we have
more than you think. You have more than you think. Yeah.
You need to gather those all together, especially since we're here at the end of No Buy July, right? Gather those all into one place so you know what you actually have. And this is where, Grace, you and I talk about this all the time, that part of decluttering is knowing yourself. And I happen to know that I have a couple of favorite pens, but the Energel liquid gel ink from Pentel. This is like one of my new favorite pens. I've got like 3 different favorite pens. I keep raising the stakes on my favorite pens. But you know what? If I wrote with this pen for the rest of my life, I would be fine. I have my favorite notepads. These are, they've just got, if you're listening and not watching on YouTube, these are graph paper. And I'm not a graph paper person, but one time Roger said that graph paper was his favorite kind of pad. So I ordered him some. I haven't stolen them all. I ordered my own, but I love them. So I don't need to buy different kinds of pads. This is reminding me though, this is my planner here. I'm going to show you a blank page here. I love this planner. If I'm not going to buy office supplies for a year, I need to order one of these before we start because...
Yeah, let's talk about planners if we're talking about the office, because they roll out in August. Don't be tempted. Stick with your, I bullet journal. I have the same moleskin, same color. I buy them a couple at a time. I leave a note you'll appreciate this. I leave a note on the back page where the backup is, where the backup stash is, because I always forget. That's why I have so many, because I always buy a new one. And, they're not the cheapest thing to buy.
No, they're not.
But I leave a note in the back about where the backup planners are. So, yeah.
I love that so much because it's so easy to get lost. So this is my reminder right now to order a planner for next year. And guys, for a long time, I wasn't using a paper planner, but I have found a system that really works for me. So you may not need a paper planner. Don't let us talk you into buying something you don't need. Okay. So I am slightly aghast at how many pens, sticky notes, and notebooks I already own. I just need to get them into one spot. I need to create my own little store and I can go shopping in there and it's just fine. Okay, we're going to take a quick break. And then when we come back, we want to talk about some systems that actually last. We'll be right back. Quick pause, friends. Are you in our Clutter Free Facebook group yet? It's the kindest corner of the internet, I promise you, full of people cheering each other on over a cleaned off counter. Wow. Cleaned off counter like it's, they're going to celebrate you like it's a touchdown, because honestly, it is. Come join us at Kathi.link/clutter-free group. That's Kathi.link/clutter-free group. It will redirect you to the clutter free page. And friends, we have saved you a seat. We can't wait to see you there. Okay, back to the show. Okay, so I want to talk about the difference between a one-time office cleanup and a sustainable system for this fall. In our group, we do a 5-day sprint. So we introduce the topic and then we give you a thing to focus on each of those 5 days. If you are not part of the paid group, that's fine. But I would really encourage you to not do an office gut. An office gut leaves you in shambles. It leaves you in piles. So I would say either come join our Clutter Free for Life group. There is a membership fee, but you get lots of accountability over there. Or come up with your own plan. Maybe Monday, I'm going to work on the desk. Tuesday, I'm working on the files. Wednesday, I'm working on the walls, whatever that is. And if you feel like, oh no, my files need 4 days, then schedule 4 days. About 15 minutes is your best decision timeline. Beyond 15 minutes, you're making poor decisions. 15 minutes, you're making good decisions with the energy to carry them out. So, I want you to think about, when is the best time for me to be able to declutter? I come into the free group and we're going to give you some small details, but the high accountability is over in the other group. And we want you to be able to be there. Grace, what's the subject you're going to work on first? What area of decluttering do you need to do in your office?
In the office, I'm always working on my paper piles.
Yeah.
My calendars and my paper piles are key for me. So I will continue to try to refine my system. It takes time. And, I want to encourage everybody, especially with offices, because you're working in that space. It's like a kitchen. It's hard to work on and work at the same time because you're in it. And there may be other people in it. So
good observation. I like that.
Yeah, it's hard to, it's like when you're doing a renovation, the easiest way to renovate is to not be in the house. It's hard to live in the space that you're working on. So working on a space at a time is great. I'm going to be working on setting up my calendars for the fall and setting up my systems for the fall, always decluttering paper. I'm always trying to trim my files and make space, clear my desk, consolidate notes, catch the mail up. August, another thing about doing this in August is we want everyone to enjoy their August. It's not the time to pull everything out and try to do a total reno. If you spend 15 minutes a day just getting your mail and your calendars in order and your filing systems, like, you'll feel so good when September comes that you won't be playing catch up. So, for me, it's a little more maintenance at this point, but that's after a lot of years of figuring it out.
We have spent a lot of years figuring this out, and I do not feel the stress that I used to feel when I would go into my office. Is it perfect? It's not. But oh my goodness, it is so much more workable. I don't feel like I have to move things before I sit down to work. I'm able to just sit down and work, and it makes a huge difference.
That's a great question, and one that we ask in the group a lot is, how would it feel to have an organized office? And that feels differently for everybody.
It really does.
Being able to find what they want. For another, it's to have old stuff out of the way and old reminders, old relationships, exit, to have that stuff out of the way. So knowing yourself is so important, because of the relationship to the stuff. This is what we have time for in the group, is because we're all in it together and we know each other. We can shortcut that conversation, and people people know you, so they can kind of get to the heart of the issue a little faster. It's like having a small group or a book club, but it's like, it's a decluttering support group. Yeah.
And not everybody needs to be in the paid group. Some people just need a tune-up, but some of us needed an overhaul. And we needed to make a real difference in our lives.
On a daily basis,
yeah, if you're in that space, we understand it. Guys, hop on over to the free group. We'd love to see you there. Make sure you're signed up for the newsletter, because we're going to give you tips and ideas there. And keep up with the podcast, because, man, there's some gold nuggets in here that my guests share, and we just love it. Grace, thanks for being on today. Friends, you've been listening to Clutter Free Academy. I'm Kathi Lipp. Now go live that clutter-free life you've always wanted to live.